Yep. So Adin Ross, known as the degenerate gambling groomer, live streamer, my words,
who's also under federal RICO.
He is with Drake.
Yeah.
Drake. But his latest tirade is meant against Doechii. It's not only weird, but it also showcases the result in not checking certain behavior sooner, I think. So let's watch this video. It's kind of a longer one. Shouts to Curtis King again. I'm going to be referencing him a couple times this show.
You suck every rap knee a D from the back, and this is not far from the truth. The way that he uses, Adin Ross uses his platform and elevates himself off of black faces are through the edgy, racist that he says, and then sits back and says, hey man, I'm just young, and this is just for entertainment. It's not even, I got black friends. I pay black security. He decided he needed to respond to Doechii in a new rap diss track.
You know I'm a Jew, people with me, you know I'm a Sue. You know what to do. These German bitches, they wanna fuck on a Jew. Fuck Doechii. Bitch, find a review. Doechii.
Last call for alcohol, ladies and gentlemen. Every belligerent drunk throws one last tantrum before the party dies out. There's another response that he had to Doechii.
We're going to about Doechii tomorrow, but I ain't gonna let that dumb fat bitch, sorry, she's not fat, that dumb bitch, that botted bitch, dude, that's...
He called her a dumb fat bitch. That ass fat, but she... You might have read that one wrong.
Dude, that stupid, smelly whore, she dropped...
What?
We're talking about the black queen.
None of that.
I give a little bit of respect to Cuffham trying to get ahead of it. That's a point where you lose a friend. That's a justifiable crash shot. Yo, these are the nerds that used to get their ass beat in my generation. I'll be that on today. These are the ones who knew better than to talk like that. You don't talk about no black woman like that. You don't talk about no woman like that, first of all. Definitely don't talk about no black woman like that because of who you are and what you represent.
Banging you popping and talking shit about that sister. I'm gonna what she said to that art. You keep calling her names, bro. I swear to God on Olivia, bro. It's going to come to a place. It's permanent. You cannot be no white man talking that much shit about that black woman.
Hello.
That just not gonna fly, homie. I don't what she's saying.
I know there's people who are like, man, y'all should be able to solve this in a civil manner. You should be able to sit down and y'all should like break bread. That. No more. They've literally give you a language of violence. They're talking and calling her a stinky ass bitch. You have crossed a line.
We can ask the question. If you guys want to jump in with any comments right away, we could do that. But
Adin Ross, other than that,
I mean, it's whatever. But
and that's been the sentiment. I mean, we've been talking about this guy for a minute.
This is why people have crash outs in their crew. Just because sometimes people need to be smacked in their teeth.
Come on, man.
But yeah, sometimes people just need that reality because we live in that new age of people not getting checked properly, so we don't go down that road again. And then friends don't hold people accountable because they are making a living off of that said friend, so it's hard to stop that bag or that motion or that energy because they are the energy train. So man, it's one of those things where sometimes you just got to be checked, man. And this new age where everybody has a voice, it's hard to check everybody. So it's one of them things where you either ignore shit or you check shit. And everything is not meant to be checked. A person like me, I don't really know much about Buddy. I heard his name. Yeah. And when it be stuff like that, I try not to watch it because it's frustrating and it's infuriating when people make. He reminds me of that Adam dude.
Adam 22.
Yeah. I can't stand them type of people, man. That what's that one guy who he always asks real police ass questions. It's like it just wears me out. Yeah. It's like, man, this is such a cool culture to be a part of and to tap in with. I don't like to see it mistreated because it's already been mistreated. People haven't got what they deserve out of hip hop, and just to see people, no, bro, no, shut the up, please. Come on, man, you wearing me out, man. And yeah, I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you good?
No, man, that's what the mics are for.
Yeah, like there was a time where we wouldn't cover stuff like this until. Actually, ironically, it was Curtis King who said something along the lines of like, sometimes you have to be the counter voice because the other voices are so loud. Yeah, and
they'll rewrite history if you don't say something.
Yeah. And people think you can say whatever because you do have a mic. It's like, yo, that's even more of a reason to watch the things you say, how you say it, Because you can get your point across by using different words and mean the exact same thing, get the same point across. Sometimes you intentionally use ignorant ways of things because that's the way you wanted to get it across. Yeah. You stupid bitch, you these things. Or I'm just like, yo, what are you talking about? Wild. That is way too far, yo. Yeah. That's that get touched up conversation.
Well, I think a lot of it is, and it's kind of crazy for me to say because in a lot of hip hop spaces I'm standing next to somebody white. Let's just keep it real. Yeah.
And even sitting.
Yes, exactly. But at the same time, there's a thing, we've let a lot of white people get too comfortable, to where you can say these things about Doechii right next to another black person, and you're like, nah, and it's like, no, that's not what we're doing here. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, you could express your dislike for Doechii and
without doing all that.
You could say, hey, I feel like she's an industry plant. I feel like, it's bots that have propped her up. And, and you can make a case for that if you wanted to. But then when you start talking about how she stinks and she's ugly and she's fat, like now you've just crossing the line to where like, okay, what are you really doing here? Why do you feel so comfortable saying this out into a microphone in front of other black people when like I'm just saying that 20 years ago, even if it was somebody that we had a certain level of dislike for, like we're not gonna let you talk about it like that.
No, because some things that are said behind closed doors or said in the quiet or it's being said out loud now because America is a little different at this moment. So people are a little bit more comfortable saying certain things or acting in certain ways or just, this is really how I am. Yeah. I mean, you guys are not going to say me for who I am.
And I'm rich. So what you really going to say? Yeah. So like, I think that's what it is. Like sometimes we are so enamored with, wealth or, at least displays of wealth, if you will, that we're willing to almost I'll say sell our souls or like have a certain level of dignity that we're willing to sacrifice so we can be next. Look, and I'm not just saying it with Adin Ross, like you look at what's happening in our political system right now. Yeah. That's really where the problem is, because we can talk about it on this small scale here, but we're literally seeing people do things that are flat out immoral. And we're like, yeah, but that's who won. That's who has the money. And so this is why we are so to the point where like a lot of us, whether we want to believe it or not, we are bowing down to the almighty dollar so much that we are letting things fly that we just don't, I don't know where we're going to draw the line. And I think that's the thing that's most disturbing is where we'll let people like Adin Ross, who, like he is a guest in the house of hip hop or black culture or whatever.
He really ain't welcome, man.
And the thing is, he's not even somebody that honestly we should, and this doesn't help Drake at all because he's so tied in with Adin Ross and all this betting and all this other Rico shit. And it's just sad, man, because I feel like there was a time when people like this would be afraid to walk outside.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head when you brought up the whole money situation, because for some reason people equate money to being real
or being right.
Or being right, exactly. Well, they ain't even got to be right. As long as they got money, that's all that matters at the end of the day, as far as what the climate is now. Like somebody can, for example, since you brought up Drake, when you talk about the Kendrick and Drake situation, somebody's argument will be, well, Drake got more streams than him and he's making more money than him. That don't mean he's better at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And this cat is involved with Drake, so that lets you know the company that you keep is kind of on the same bullshit that you on. I mean, I seen him in videos with 6ix9ine. Everybody knows his history.
You're through.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
should be.
Adin Ross, who has no idea. That's why I hate the giving passes type shit.
Inviting people to the barbecue. I
can't stand that shit, because at the end of the day, just because somebody said one thing that you like does not make them invited into the culture. Just because he spoke on a one hip hop song or something like that does not make him part of the culture. Shit like that.
Or even the proximity to it.
The proximity of it. And then, I mean, we all knew he was talking about how much he loved Donald Trump, and now he's trying to backpedal all of that shit based on the newest things coming out. I don't like how anybody is around somebody like this and gives them a pass to exist in this space and especially speak that way about a black woman.
So
essentially.
that brings up really the first question is like, and it says, do hip hop artists bear responsibility for empowering figures like Adin Ross?
Yes.
By going on his stream for promo, knowing his reputation, knowing who he is. Like he live streams. Like we all know who he is. If you want to know who he is, you can know. You know what I mean? Like I try to avoid him as much as possible because he's an idiot, but like he's there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you could just kind of pay attention to who aligns himself with him. I bring up Drake a lot because, I mean, obviously Drake is always a good talking point. He stays in the news. It's funny how these cats align themselves with. It's almost like they don't care what you think because my money is the answer. Where I'm at in life as for a success or what was deemed successful is the answer to all of this shit. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Artists, they owe that to hip hop not to empower certain pods and bloggers, and like it's not good for the community of hip hop to keep on going and allowing these people to pay y'all for interviews. It just don't make sense. That couple thousand and couple hundred, those 450,000 views, shit wasn't worth it, man. It just wasn't worth it. And then it also continues the beef circle or the bullshit that go on in the streets with the dumbass questions they ask. And I don't know, man. It just be a bunch of bullshit that I don't care for that comes with the potting and the bloggers, and it sucks.
No, I think there's just this. It's just so sad because we see Adin Ross's popularity and we see the numbers that he does. And instead of making some sort of moral judgment on the genuine destruction that he's doing to the culture by saying things out loud that honestly he should keep to himself, we just say, well, man, he doing numbers. And so we were able to justify so much immorality across the board because we see things that are popular or we see things that are doing numbers. And that, you know, I mean, like crack sells a lot. Like I remember Tupac said this on unfortunately he was talking about MC Hammer, which wasn't cool, you know, because he was like, oh, well, you know, Hammer is selling a lot, but so is crack. But like, you can't conflate the two things. You know, Hammer just did. I'm defending Hammer again on the show, but he just made music and made people feel good and had a good time. You know, crack is saying something else. But like, if you're going to say like something is popular and you're saying, okay, well then we have no moral leg to stand on. We're just going to go with whatever's popular, whatever's doing numbers. And then, you know, it doesn't matter what the person says or what they do. We'll let them into the culture and, you know, we'll give them a voice just based on the fact that they're popular. And that's just not how things are supposed to go. We're supposed to be able to, you know, when you say check people, I'm not with any kind of violence. But, you know, at the same time, like some people, that's all they understand is the threat of violence and like, hey, it may not be safe for you to walk around out here with saying the things that you say.
I don't even think he understands that because like.
You could argue that the stuff that he's saying is violent.
Yeah.
I mean.
Glasses Malone actually pretty much told him that if I see you, I'm going to check you.
Yep.
And then he responded like.
He called Whack 100 on his live stream. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that part.
And he asked him about Glasses Malone. He was like, oh, no, Glasses is, I forget what he said exactly about Glasses, but Whack actually vouched for Glasses to some degree or something.
Said, Glasses about that action, so you may not want.
And then Adin pretty much was like, well, I don't care.
He was like, can you take care of this for me or something? That's what he said. It's just weird. It's just weird energy. I don't know. I don't know. The last question that we have here is something I feel like we've already kind of touched on. But it says, why do we see so many non-culture figures get comfortable disrespecting black women in hip hop?
Like people keep giving them a pass
once they feel they have enough power. Is that just it? Just because
people keep giving them a pass, man. Like they hand out passes, like, you know what I'm saying, free tickets to the fair. And shit's crazy, man. I don't understand how just because somebody has a platform and something that you might be able to boost your career with, or somebody that you feel like said one or two things that you agree with, that you can just keep giving them passes and let them do whatever. That's just not acceptable.
It's one thing if you're going to judge someone's art.
Yeah.
Like I've been very critical of Sexy Red, and she's from my hometown. I've been critical. I was, in the initial stages when we started talking about Doechii, I was critical of her music. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't go into any personal, like, oh, I think she smells, or you know what I'm saying? Like, well, that's different. That means you just have no respect for, your fellow person, human, or whatever.
Because she stinks.
Yeah, I can talk about, my least favorite artist, and it doesn't get into a personal attack, and to the point where it's like, oh, well, why am I doing this? I'm not here for this.
But I feel like that's another piece of this too, is because Doechii didn't do anything to him.
Nah.
Like, she didn't
actually,
even.
So, like, I don't know if y'all heard her latest song.
She addressed it in general.
She addressed it.
And she addressed it criticism.
I feel like she kind of pointed the finger at his ass.
Maybe.
Which,
but
is granted, though. I mean, I understand it.
But he's been on her for he's been on this for a minute.
Yeah.
And and it's not like Doechii said anything to him other than to respond, and that's her right as not only as an artist but as a person.
He made a diss record. He was calling her a whore and all kind of shit after that when they was just chopping it up. He said, "Hey man, don't say that about the black man. F that shit, man."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Bomb first.
But that's because we gotta get to the point where we got each other back accordingly, and it means something different to make sure you have a black woman's back. And it not just music, man. Like, even with my friends, I ask them, like, hey, do you have a knife? Like, when you go out, you got kids, right? Like, what do you have on you for protection to make sure you make it home safe every day? Like, at least have a little blade on you, Like, you have your permit, your gun permit?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me walk you to your car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that, it's like a lack of protection all around the board. So before we can address the shit with hip hop, you gotta like address the shit like
in real life.
100%. So it's really deeper than that when it comes to disrespect. That shit wouldn't be appropriate to say about a white woman or a Hispanic woman or anybody.
Say you don't like it. That's cool.
Yes.
But then when you get into she's a whore and she smells
shit.
and
That's
and fuck her, like that's
goodness.
different.
That's out of pocket.
That'd be like if they said it about Iggy Azalea, I'd be like, yo, what the
what's wrong with dude? He's clowning.
Yeah.
It's too far.
Yeah. But once again, we've made people entirely too comfortable within the culture.
Come on, man.
But I think but to your point though, Max, I feel like it's bigger than that. It is very much like it's societal. It's just societal.
We don't look out for women in general.
We don't look out for women. And, when you talk about black women are looked at even on a lower plane than white women are. So
you look at that pecking order where it start and where it stop, and you can understand why people feel the sense of entitlement to even act in such way. It's because the pecking order of how our society has things set up is so off. It's so weird. And until we step up and make a societal change,
be men about this shit.
Yep. And check shit. We got to check things, even because everything's not, you can't be violent for everything. And I learned that more as I matured and grew as a young man into an adult. But you can use violence for certain things because that's what America was built on. And sometimes that is just a certain language that people understand.
Yeah, so, and I'm a subscriber to that language can be violent. To me, this is violent rhetoric. This is like
that gets violent results.
Exactly.
You are correct.
It directly leads to like you are. This is a violent thing to say to somebody. Like so.
And I've been it's kind of a messed up thing to say. How when people who are trying to teach you the right thing, they say violence doesn't solve anything. And I've always subscribed to the mindset that actually violence solves most things. That's not, I know it's not a positive thing to say out loud, but a lot of the way things happen in this world, I won't even say this country.
Yeah, the president of the United States just bombed Venezuela.
Yeah.
Kidnapped the president.
That's pretty violent.
Without a plan.
That was some movie shit.
Yeah, but
That's some
they'll
shit
say
we
it's not
seen in the
violent
movie.
because
They say
he's
that's not-
okay.
yeah.
It's like, no, it's violent when you bomb
so
another country.
So you,
right?
the way most things are solved, and they say violence isn't solved. Violence solves most things. Can I agree with the way they are solved? No, but that's kind of that's sort of the. Sometimes when we bring people into the real world, sometimes you got to tell them that it's like, hey, I bet, if somebody checks Buddy when he's out and about, he won't talk like that again, and the problem will be solved.
And it'll be a direct repercussions to the things that he has said and done.
And you can check people by not supporting them.
Mhm.
That's probably the biggest check ever. You know what I mean? That will hit you where it hurt. You don't.
Where
You
the
get
pockets
up.
are.
Nobody's watching your shit no more.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming to visit, and no more interviews, and no more this. Then it's like, you know what? I got to switch my tune up. He's gonna have to change and jeopardize the integrity of who he is because he's gonna. I don't know. It's just we got to switch shit up on our end so people can switch up on their end.
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's what's so weird about the situation that we're in is because people will see it and the answer should be like what you just said, but they'll actually follow him for the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And co-sign it. So like, where does it end? You know what I'm saying?
And he's kind of insulated too, like him specifically, because he's like co-owner of the platform that he's on. Like Kick, he's like co-owner of that.
Oh,
So
okay.
like he can't get kicked off his platform for doing it because he owns it. So who knows? Maybe with this Rico stuff that's going on with him and Drake and the stake and the casino stuff, who knows what happens with all that?
And the glasses belong to them. So
Yeah. Or maybe he'll get caught up in, something else related to other that he does. But
he's not the only person that feel like that though. That's why people can continue to do shit like that.
Yeah.
Because there is a small audience of people that feel just like he feels, even without having no reason to feel like that.
Yeah, he's a part of that red pill alt-right pipeline that
grifting ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Nazis and racist people.
Nazis, racists, and gamblers.
And
like
it's
somehow
real though. It's like,
somehow when you put them in a pot together, people are like, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. So do better, Adin Ross.
Yeah. Or not. Get the on.